Hello everyone. It's like too loud. It's okay? No? Great. So I think that we can start because like it's 12 o'clock. So let's begin. Okay. First of all, hello everyone. And today I will show you a presentation called Speech Recognition with Python. First of all, a little who am I? My name is Maciej Morawski and I'm Python backend developer intern at Schneider Electric. You can be familiar with this company because last lecture was provided by manager of my manager, Michał, and the lecture, which is currently in another room, is provided by my manager. So we have really big representation, and you could meet us during Python on workshops and other lectures. About my background, I graduated from MSc in Robotics and Automatics at Wood 1 year ago, but I'm currently still a student. Formally, I'm writing my master thesis in computer science. About like stuff that I'm into, it's like first robotics and AI and ML. I'm like with ML for about 3 years now. And the third thing is definitely Python, and that's why I'm here today. And the last thing, today is my first presentation on such big conference as Python.pl, so I can be a little nervous, so I'm sorry for that. But I hope like it's like only the beginning of my journey with conferences like this, so maybe we can meet on the next ones. Okay, so agenda. First of all, a little speech-to-text intro. How about a little bit about like to make a little introduction into the topic. Then I will talk about speech recognition module, AssemblyAI API, OpenAI's Whisper, then transformers, and at the end a little summary. And if you want to keep up with the slides, here you can find them in PDF. You can go with a bit.ly, a link, or scan QR code if you want. So, second for pictures. Okay. And I think that we can go. Okay, first, a little intro. First of all, like, what is speech recognition? Because like today's title is Speech Recognition with Python. I'm 100% sure that you know what is Python, because you are at Python. But like the first part is speech recognition. And like, what is it? First of all, speech recognition is the process of converting speech into text. Like, speech to text, in just so like, it's not something strange. But, like, speech recognition is the process of converting speech into text in general. So if, for example, you tell me something, and then I will write it, it's speech recognition. And after that, we have automatic speech recognition, and it's speech recognition which is done automatically. It's like quite simple, I would say. This is the part that we will, part of the speech recognition topic that we will learn about more today. And you can use automatic speech recognition ASR name or speech-to-text STT name to that. And today we will not focus on theory, because like it's Python conference, not data science conference. So I won't go deeply into details of processing of data and so on. So don't be scared, because we are here to develop code, not to reinvent the wheel and so on. And we will answer the question, what solutions can we use to integrate speech recognition into our projects? So, if your first thought was to make your own recognition engine, for example, take your favorite library, maybe NumPy or something, and try to do it yourself, don't do that. I know that like you like to challenges, but it's like wasting of your time, energy, and so on. So why it's a bad idea? First of all, you need to have big knowledge about the topic, because it's not that simply. You need to be like more familiar with audio, processing of audio, with machine learning, and so on. So it's not easy topic. Second of all, data requirements. You need a lot of data to have really good speech engine. you need to have time, and you need to have money to do your own speech recognition engine, and you have probably problems with performance, accuracy, and so on, and you need to maintain it. And the best reason why you shouldn't do your own speech recognition engine is because there are plenty of solutions that you can just take and use. And I will show you today how to use them. But if you want to use such speech recognition engine, you need to answer some questions to yourself or with your PMs and so on. Like, what do you want to do with this speech recognition engine? First of all, we can divide solutions in speech-to-text field by their availability, because we have tools that we can use only online, because we are sending data through APIs, for example, to external providers, or tools that can be used offline. And why is it important? Because maybe you will do application that is used in really big country that has problems with internet connection. So maybe you would like to have some edge solutions, not solutions that use internet. So it's like very important to just answer this question when you want to choose proper solution for your project or something. But speech recognition engine and APIs can be divided by service providers into two main groups. It's external solutions and internal solutions. And it's a little hint here, which is very much important for your company, because we know that like data, laws about data, it's very complex stuff. Companies don't want to like send data everywhere and don't have chance to just control it, how it's processed. So we need to think that if you want to use external or internal solution, and with speech recognition is important because of that when we just use it, we use it, for example, in assistants and so on. And people, when they talk, they don't think what they talk, and they can say a lot of some maybe information that shouldn't be sent to external providers because they are very, very secret. But like when we are talking, we don't think. When we write something, we can check like, oh, maybe it's not, maybe I shouldn't send that. But if we use speech recognition engine, we can send this data. And it was like the topic of meeting IDs yesterday's lecture. If we talk, we don't think. If we write, it's like more time for us to consider if we should do something. And what are the disadvantages and advantages of these solutions? When we have external solution, for example, API, it's very easy to use because we just hit endpoint and ask for transcription. We have scalability because we don't have to think about it. Moreover, we don't need to have your own infrastructure and think about like devices on which you can use this solution. And cost, when we process a small amount of audio data, it's important because like when we have a lot of data, we can just easily burn a lot of money because we are using external APIs. It's like about like maybe using APIs slightly more, but we need to think about it when we want to use automatic speech recognition. And disadvantages, as I said, privacy concerns, dependence on internet connection because when we send it outside, we need to have internet, and cost when we process a large amount of audio data when I set. And internal solution, totally opposite because we are comparing two things. So like advantages, data security, and cost when we process large amount of data because we don't have to, we have like infrastructure and we use it and it doesn't grow so fast as when we have external solution. And disadvantages, we need to maintain it and its cost and our work, and our work is very expensive and we don't have to think about. Okay, so that's all about like thinking about when you want to use speech recognition engine, what you should think of first. And because we are on Python, I ask questions like what options are available to us as Python developers. And I don't want to just talk today, because like I want to say you about the solutions, but I want you to try it on your own on Google Colab. So let's go straight to practice together. Here we've got link in bit.ly Python PL ASR notebook, or you can scan it with QR code. I highly recommend to use it on your desktop or your laptops, not phones, because it's a Google Colab notebook. So I will just go with you to this Google Colab. Okay, so when you just go with this link that I showed you, maybe once more for everyone, it's bit.ly Python PL-ASR notebook. We will go to repository Python PL 2023 SpeechRecognition, and we will go exactly to Google Colab file. If you don't know it, it's a place that we can run our notebooks in Google Collaborator. And it's really easy to just open it, because we only click to open in Colab, and then we should go straight to your Google Colab that I prepared earlier. Okay, so we will start with environment setup. It's totally on the web, so you don't do anything on your local machine. It's only the environment setup of your Google Collaboratory. First of all, we need to mount our drive, and we can run it, because we need access to our audio data that I have prepared for you. And it's a long process, because we need to wait a little bit. We need to say yes, confirm. Trust me, it's just okay, and hello. Okay, and it should be okay. Okay, great. Mounted. We installed context timer just to measure the time of execution, because we want to compare different solutions. So we just install this context timer, and we go to audio files that we need to download from here, from Google Drive folder here, and we can just easily download them and put it into our Google Drive, because we need to upload them, download them, and then upload them to your personal Google Drive. Okay, so it's now download. You can go to G Drive. Okay. Okay, so I have already these audio files on my G Drive. You should just open this zip and just unzip it and send it to your Google Drive. And I've created a directory with name audio files, which is here. And we need to add this name here, put your folder name here. And it's important to have this drive/my/drive/part before. Okay. So I will just type it audio files to have a path to my directory. I import IPython to show you how does it sound. And I prepared 4 examples, because we will use multi-language speech engine. So I have one long sentence in English and in Polish, which is my native language, and 1 short command, which in English and English also, in English and Polish also.
Shop on using speech recognition tools with Python.
Okay, it was long sentence in English and in Polish.
Witam wszystkich na warsztatach zastosowania narzędzi do rozpoznawania mowy przy użyciu Python.
Okay, and now short command.
Command.
Which is only 1 word, and in Polish.
Komenda.
Okay, so that was the setup, and we can go back to our presentation. Okay, So first of all, speech recognition module. And like, what is it? It's like a module that you can easily pip install with pip install speech recognition. It's maintained because, like, as you can see, like the latest release was on March 13th. And as you can see on the GitHub, it has like 7,000 stars, so quite a big number, I would say. And like what it contains support for a lot of different speech engines and APIs. And it's important because you can use this module and then test different providers. And you can see here Google Speech Recognition, Google Cloud Speech API, Azure, and it's like, what do you want? And here you can take speech engines that work online and works offline. If you can see, works offline, it works offline. And as you saw, it's maintained. So if maybe you know that, like in March, Whisper API was released, and this library speech recognition module was updated, and it has support with Whisper API. And how to use it? First of all, we need to install it. Easy pip install. And then how to use it exactly? First of all, we need to import speech recognition, then create object of speech recognition recognizer, and then with context manager with SR audio file with audio path. In audio path, we only paste the path to our audio as source, and then we execute audio is equal to our method record of a source, and at the end we execute recognize and then the name of the provider that we want to use. And in this simple solution, we don't add credential, but if you use external providers, it's important to add credentials. But like, maybe not like it would be on the next slide, but now you can see it's like more complex version of it when we handle exceptions that maybe a recognizer couldn't understand audio or couldn't request results service. And going further, if you want to use providers, external providers, you need to add credentials. And as you can see on the next slides, the only thing that you change is add credentials. For example, for Google Cloud Speech, you add credentials JSON and paste your Google Cloud Speech credential here. And when we compare different providers, you just see that it's the only difference between code. You only need to add these proper parameters and select recognizer, which is used by provider. And for example, new one Whisper API is used totally like this. So if you want to test it, you can test it now. So let's get back to Google Colab and we can try it. Okay, I'm not robot. Okay, great. Okay, so you can find here first module, speech recognition. And as I said, it's easy as pip install speech recognition. We need to install it. It will take a moment. And then import speech recognition module. Okay. And as I saw you on the slide, we will use Google Speech Recognition, which you doesn't have to send credentials with it because like you have a limit, and you can use this API just with the limit for free. And it's like totally the same as a function as was in slide. And it's transcribed with speech recognition module and Google. And part of testing, we can see how it deals with our data. Okay, and we have like the first transcription and then the second one. So the first audio.
Shop on using speech recognition tools with Python.
Okay, it should have started earlier, but like I think that you see that it's written welcome everyone to the workshop on using speech recognition tools with Python. And execution time only 1.5 seconds. And with a simple command. It just send me like, it make just good transcription. It send command with execution time really low because it's less than like a half of a minute. And if you want to use other providers, simply go to this link and just check examples. Okay, so coming back to my presentation. Okay, so we will talk about AssemblyAI. I chose it because I had a lot of ads about this, that I should use it, so I decided just to try it, give it a try. So, first of all, you go to assemblyai.com. They haven't paid me, if you want to know. And I found example on the first site that is so easy to use their API, so I decided to try it. First of all, I needed to import requests, and I copied the code like every programmer do, copy, run, and see what's wrong. Okay, so first of all, error, like every time, so we need to just go back to the code and like define what's wrong. So the error was because we had at the bottom parse response method function which wasn't defined earlier. So because of that is error. So we need to investigate what is in the response and create our own parse function. Second of all, when I looked at the code that they provided, I saw that we sent in a JSON audio URL, so the audio file is somewhere in the bucket in the cloud. So we need to upload the file in the bucket just to use it. And in headers, it uses some authorization. So if we want to use it on our own, we need to have our own credentials. Okay. So first of all, authorization. You need to go to this AssemblyAI site, sign up, and then go to your account, and you can find your API key. We will do that like during collab part. Okay. Then you should just add it, store it somewhere. It should be like maybe in end because like we need to be careful about our credentials, but as a part of like showcase, just store it here. And process of uploading is as easy as that. You just have to define our upload endpoint. We need to in headers send our API key, and then we should send our file with opening our audio file. And then we can check what is in our response. And in our response is our upload URL, so we can send it when we try to transcribe our data. Okay, so we are at this part that we know how to upload it. And you can see that I wrote like in audio URL, response JSON upload URL field and content. And I should have wrote like in headers, sorry for that, it's a little mistake, my authorization API key. Okay, and what we have in the output? We have JSON full of data, like always, but if we take a closer look, we see that in the response we have nothing in text, and in the status it's written that we need to wait. Okay, so we are using API, so we need to add polling to get our transcription. So I've added polling to get our data. So the polling is just a transcription endpoint with added ID of our request, and then we are like in a dummy way in a while true loop. We are trying to ask like if response is completed. If not, we wait for 3 seconds and then ask again. It's a dummy way, but it works. And like if we have another status error, for example, we need to stop polling because if we have error, we will just be polling all the time and we will stop everything. But if you have error, then we raise error and that's all. So after that, we finally have our transcription. Okay, so we can just try it quickly in Google Colab. So as you can see here, I'm importing requests, and time to have this little delay in polling section. And it's the moment that I have copied and pasted the code. I run it, and you can see the same error as was before. Okay, so it's here code analysis that I have described to you, and then we go to authorization. We need to sign up, and then take our API key. So I will just do it because I already have an account, so I want to signing up to Art. Fingers crossed that I remember. Okay, I remember. My password great. We can just copy your API key in account section, as you can see here. We just only click to copy it. We come back to our Google Colab, put it here. I have some free time left, like 5 hours, so we can just try it with this API key. No worries. Okay, we got it, and then we just do what we've done during slides. So we will test our sentence in English, and we will try it. Okay, so first of all uploading a file. As I said, we just hit upload endpoint, and we send our file, our audio file, and in response we have our upload URL. And then we try to make transcription, and I said we have a really long JSON with a lot of data. And when we investigate it more, we see that in the text we've got none, and in the status we need to wait. So I've added polling, and with polling you can see that it's the transcription here. Welcome everyone to the workshop on using speech recognition tools with Python. And just to combine it together, just because like it's notebook and SAS, so like it's better to have everything like in one place. Everything is here, so we can run it. It's like just copying and pasting into some functions that what I showed you earlier. We just first of all we upload audio file and get audio URL, then make transcription request and get transcription ID. And then we do polling to get our response. Okay, and now testing time. Okay, so we just do totally the same as in speech recognition module part. We have our audio file. I won't upload you that. I won't play it again, maybe if you want. And as we can see, we have welcome everyone to the workshop on using speech recognition tools with Python. It's nice because it has commas. And earlier in speech recognition module part, when we use Google, it has like only low letters and so on, but execution time is much worse. It's like nearly 10 seconds. It's because of polling, because it could be faster a little bit, because I've added like this 3 seconds of waiting for a response during polling. But as you can see, it's more than 9 seconds, and in command view, I'm not like English native speaker, so maybe I add something similar to command view when we are a native one. Okay, so that was the part about AssemblyAI. But on the other hand, we can use AssemblyAI library. Like I haven't used that because I found like the example on the first site, so I've tried with it, and it's really new one because it was released in May, I think. So like it's 1 or 2 months ago. So it's quite new. It has only like 40 stars right now. And if you want to use it, if you want to try it, just simply pip install AssemblyAI, and then just do this code. Paste your API key, then make transcriber object, and then transcribe audio data with audio buffer. As simple as that. Unfortunately, I couldn't have pasted into Google Colab because to install AssemblyAI, you need to have PyAudio library, and I had problems to just install it on Google Colab. But locally it works, so it works. So you can use it if you don't use Google Colab, or you hack Google Colab to install PyAudio. Okay. And about time, because I showed you that it's really slow, but you can access real-time transcription they wrote on their page, but you need to upgrade your account, and maybe because of that it was so slow. Okay? Next part, OpenAI's Whisper. Like OpenAI is very trending word currently because of a lot of different models. Maybe because currently they are more known because of GPT models and LLMs, but they've released on autumn last year their model Whisper to convert speech to text. As you can see here, date is September 21st, and they introduced Whisper. And you can find Whisper on GitHub. It has already 40k stars, so quite big. It isn't updated because like it was only just releasing it, and then it wasn't like much updated right now. You have some like changes on May and so on, but like it's model with weights, proper weights, and it's and how we can use it. First of all, simply pip install like always. Then we import Whisper. We need to load proper model from Whisper, and then simply just use the method transcribe with our audio path, and we can print our transcription. Okay, and if you think about like what we can use, like which models we can use, you can see it here. We have like 4 models in English only models. Tiny is small, medium, and in multilingual model, tiny base, small, medium, large. And you can see like its relative speed between them, because like if you have bigger model, it's more accurate, but if it's bigger model, it's slower. Okay, and if you think about like which languages you can transcribe, here you can see a plot which shows like WER, its word error rate on Floor's dataset, and as you can see here, like really high. The Polish language is really well. It's like really has a really low WER, like word error. So we can use it with Polish language, I guess. So we can now try it on our Google Colab page. So once again, we come back to Google Colab. And as I said, we need to install it and then import it. And in this part, like we will focus more on testing, maybe not only just sending requests and seeing what's inside, but we will compare different models to show how they work and so on. Okay, so it was installed. Then we need to import Whisper, and after that we will import our models, as you can see here. And we will import 3 English-only models, tiny, base, and small, because you can use medium, but it's quite big, and Google Colab sometimes crashes because of it. So because of that, I haven't imported it. And we will import 3 models, multilingual models, which is tiny, base, small 2, and you can use medium and large. But first of all, medium is the same case in English language model, and with a large model, a large is too large to even import it in Google Colab, so we won't do that. So as you can see here, we're just importing it. It can take some time if you have like bad internet connection. If you have better connection, it be much faster. I was stressed because I thought there 1 minute, okay. But fingers crossed that it won't take so long, because we need to go further with the material. Okay, so we need to wait because of the internet issues. But I can just show you what we will do afterwards. First of all, transcription with Whisper is as easy as that. We need to just use proper model that we have loaded before and use a method transcribe with correct audio path. Nothing more. And after that, we will test, first of all, we will test different English-only models, and we will see what's the difference between the outputs of these models. And after that, we will test multilingual base models with different languages, English and Polish, as I've said before, and we will see how it works, just simply how it works. We have all English models, English-only models imported, great. And we need to wait for multilingual models to be downloaded. As you can see, we can compare time of downloading them. It's strange because like the biggest one is like the quickest one, but maybe because of some settings in OpenAI network or something. And as you can see here, tiny model has 70 million parameters, small base model has like 100 million parameters, and English and like the middle one, medium, small one, has like nearly half of billion parameters. Okay, so we can test it now. So we need to just run our cells, and we can test it. Okay, so first of all, English audio with model Tiny.
Shown using speech recognition tools with Python.
And as you can see here, it gives totally the same output here in Tiny in base, and we will see a small one. And you can see, and as you can see, like this execution time. It was something interesting for me that base model was faster than the tiny one. I assume that tiny one will be totally the quickest one, but as you can see here, it had like 9 seconds of transcription, and base one had nearly 5, and the last one had nearly 13 seconds. And now we test our transcription with a really short word command, and we will see how long it takes to just transcribe it. And as you can see here, execution time of short commands is much longer than execution time of transcription of longer one. It's very important stuff. And as you can see, it gives different outputs in different models. So as you can see, like this test was just to show you that you don't have to use such big speech engine like Whisper to transcribe only command, because it works on language, process language, and it's easier for this speech recognition engine to transcribe longer sentences. So if you want to just have use it with like app that take only commands like jump, turn right, and so on, totally don't use it. It's totally wasting of your time and burning your money, because as you saw, these models are so big that we need to maintain them if you want to use it. Okay, and now we will test our multilingual languages models, and we are running out of time, so I need to speed up a little bit. Okay, and we will see like the outcome. Okay, so the first one is welcome everyone to the workshop on using speech recognition tools with Python. It's the same test as earlier. And here we have a sentence in Polish language. Okay, so firstly, what we can see, it detected its Polish language. Execution time was like very similar to the English one, so nice one. And it was like in the part of the long sentences. And now, when we have command, it's, as I said before, like it's much more longer because it's too short for this speech recognition engine to just simply translate it. And we will see what it will give us in short name command in English language, like word komenda in Polish is really similar to English word, so because of that it translated to English. When I have tested it with different words, it was very funny, because when you just put some like short word, it can have, when you run it, it every time gives you something different in different languages, and it can be in like Finnish, Russian, some dialects in Africa and so on. And if you just put short command in such engine, it won't give you, in multilingual version of this model, it won't give you the correct answer, mainly because it needs more time to, more audio to correctly transcribe the data. Okay, and it was the end of the part of the Whisper AI model, and we can come back to our presentation, and the last part, we are nearly there, the end, transformers. I assume that you are familiar with it. It's like the biggest GitHub repo that we are facing it with today. It has nearly like 100,000 100,000 stars on GitHub, and it's used to use state-of-the-art machine learning models. And how you can use it? Easily pip install transformers, totally as always. And to use it, we need to import pipeline and then define it with the parameter automatic speech recognition, and then select the model that we want to use. Then we need uncheck transcriber and just use transcriber to make transcription. As easy as that. So it will be a really fast part of our switching to Google Colab. We need to pip install it. Then from transformers import this pipeline just to get it, and then here I defined like totally the same function methods function as before. Okay. And now we can test it. And when it's like the first run, it needs to import the model. So as you can see, we are importing our model, which was defined as Facebook model, WAV2 base one. And it's important, if you don't write model and just simply write pipeline and then automatic speech recognition and you close parentheses, it will just import it the same model here, this Facebook one. And as you can see here, welcome everyone to the workshop on using speech recognition tools with Python. It's not the best one, as we can see, but it's because of the speech recognition engine that we have used, and I will show you more about it like on the slides. Because why I even show you this one, which is so bad. But command, it worked really, really well. So, if you want to use transformers and models with transformers, and if you want to use small ones like that model that I have showed you, it's it's like these models are used to fine-tune them. So if you are familiar, maybe some of us with fine-tuning, with machine learning and so on, is the process of learning networks once again, but with our own data. So if you want to teach, like if we want to teach our model to be better on our custom dataset, we can use fine-tuning, and it's quite good if you want to use it with small models. If you want to just simply go to this page, it's a really nice tutorial how you can do it with these models here. And the last part is like a bonus from me, because we had like the latest announcement, and Meta AI just 1 month ago introduced speech to text, text to speech, and more for 1,100 languages. Probably you saw it, maybe you haven't clicked it, so I've clicked it and I can show you what was inside. First of all, it's the map of languages that it's transcribed, and that it which it identified, because we can use it to transcribe nearly 1,100 languages, but we can identify nearly 4,000. So as you can see here, purple triangle, it can be text-to-speech, and like when we have these green dots, it's identification of language. And as you can see, it's so many languages because of a lot of dialects. Africa and in Eastern Southern Asia. And what's more, how they have done it? They just made a bigger dataset with bigger amounts of languages, and they moved from 61 languages to nearly 1,100 languages, with only 0.4% of loss of accuracy, which is quite small amount, in comparison to that they have increased language coverage by over 18 times. And if you want to use it, you can simply use Just go to this example with LMMs, and as you can see here, you can use it with transformers. So we've learned that just 5 minutes ago. So, and you can just use these three models with MM as prefix, and then you can use them. Here you get some tips how to do it properly. And summary. First part, check out different tools and choose ones that the best suits your needs. Because as you saw, different solution has advantages and disadvantages in comparison to another one, which is like, as always, if we need to decide, we need to just think what I want to have, and then decide what you can choose. And after this lecture, you can start using speech recognition in your projects right away, because like my idea was to just give you a tool that you can play easily, instantly after our lecture. And if you want to compare different ones, you can just take Google Colab Notebook, test it on your own, and see what's the best for you. And that's all. Thank you very much. Feel free to ask questions now. And if you want to contact me later, you can find me on LinkedIn. You can check out my GitHub repo. It's like the same repo that I have stored Google Colab and stuff. And that's all. Hope to see you soon.